Lot of regret over putting so much trust in the trans community and in trans activists and my doctors when I believed that I was trans. I feel really regretful over taking everyone's words exactly as they said it. Trans is ultimately a scam. It's impossible to be born in the wrong body. It's pseudoscience.
Trans is a scam. That was Prisha Mosley, a biological woman who is convinced by the people most important to her, including her doctors, that she was a boy trapped inside a girl's body when she was just 15 years old, and her doctors had no problem affirming her confusion at such a young age, 15 years old, instead of offering her the help she probably needed at that time. As a result, she spent years medically transitioning into a boy, only to regret all of it. She is now a detransitioner and a mother who is fighting what has become a multi-billion-dollar industry off of puberty blockers, hormones, surgeries. Prisha Mosley, I really appreciate you being here tonight. And I'm so sorry that you were misled by the people that you trust the most and that they put you through all this. Can you tell us how far you got with this transition?
Yes. While I was a teenager, I believed in trans ideology. I believed that I was a boy, and this ultimately led me to be put on high doses of testosterone, which led to a lot of physical permanent effects, like even the sound of my voice I can't fix. And I ultimately had a double mastectomy, which led to the removal of both of my breasts and complications later when I became a mother.
Wow. Could you walk us through what your doctors told you during this time when you were 15 years old?
Yeah, I was told a lot of pseudoscience. I mean, I remember looking at my medical records and my charts, my blood work as it came back, and it would say that I had incredibly high testosterone from these injections. And my endocrinologist would say, good, this is what we want to see. And I was really under the impression that we were turning me into a boy, into a male, and not just putting me into a disguise, a costume that would affect my health forever. But I was misled with pseudoscience about the very nature of what was going on.
I wanted to ask you about that. No teenager is comfortable in their body, at least at some point. How much do you think self-image plays a role in why so many young people are now suddenly wanting to transition because maybe they don't like the way they look or they don't like the body they're in or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I feel like gender dysphoria is a sham diagnosis. That's basically just a catch-all for anything a teenager or young adult goes to in relation to struggling with themselves, struggling with puberty, disliking their body image, or even things like having an eating disorder or going through a sexual abuse trauma. Gender dysphoria encapsulates all of these things by the very nature of what it is and offers a cure in hormones and surgery that actually can't be found.
Can I ask you what your parents said when all this was happening?
My parents didn't believe it. I don't, they knew that I was their daughter. They knew that I was a girl, but there was turmoil in my home already. And my doctors asked them if they would rather have a dead daughter or a living son.
Gosh,
And
really?
ultimately, their consent was stolen.
Wow. And you were going to go all the way. You were going to have bottom surgery as well?
I was actually going to have a hysterectomy before I moved away and lost Medicaid insurance in North Carolina by leaving the state. Doctors typically want to do that to females who've taken testosterone within 5 years of starting the steroids because of how destructive it is to the female body.
And now you are a mother. How is that?
Being a mother is the best thing that ever happened to me. It's truly a miracle. I'm so grateful that I was able to have my son. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, I'm glad to make you smile. How much of this trans fad do you blame on politics?
A lot of it. I think the entire issue of transition has been politicized. I mean, when I was transitioning, I believed from my doctors that I had a medical condition, that my female body was a disease. And then come to find out, it's being politicized into, Trump is, the first time around Trump was in office, I believed lies that he was going to round everyone up and put us in camps and all of that terrible stuff. Come to find out, it was just a lie to fearmonger people and rush the transition physicians, but it's all become very political, and
Wow.
it's worse for everyone.
And a big business, a multi-billion-dollar business, which nobody talks about. In Texas, there's a children's hospital there, one of the largest in America, that's going to be opening up the country's first detransitioning clinic. This is because of Ken Paxton, who the president just endorsed in the Senate race. And the left are furious about this. Take a look.
For a hospital system to participate in this type of hateful rhetoric in this campaign and uplift this negative messaging that's not based in science, that is going to have health outcomes on trans people.
The amount of people who have quote unquote regret about transitioning is less than people who have regret about knee surgeries or, getting a tattoo.
It is scientifically accurate, it is valid, and it is not experimental. It is healthcare that saves lives.
All right, Prisha, that curious-looking woman there said that more people regret knee surgery than trans surgery. How do you react to that?
Well, people who regret knee surgery don't usually find out when they go back to regret it that nothing was wrong with their knee in the first place, and they just felt bad about themselves and needed health care. They also don't typically get death threats when they post online about their regret for knee surgery, but detransitioners do.
Prisha Mosley, we really appreciate you being here tonight. Thank you. Thank you for telling your story. It's important.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.